I was never supposed to be late to court. That morning mattered more than any other day of my life. It was the day everything would be decided: my marriage, my reputation, my future. But fate has a cruel sense of timing. Traffic was worse than I had ever seen. An accident on the highway turned a 40-minute drive into a nightmare. I kept checking the clock, my hands shaking on the steering wheel, rehearsing what I would say to the judge, reminding myself to stay calm, stay respectful. I didn't know then that none of that would matter. When I finally rushed into the courthouse, breathless and sweating, I could hear laughter echoing down the hallway. It was sharp, careless laughter, the kind that comes from people who think they've already won. I stepped into the courtroom. My wife was already seated at the front, perfectly composed. Beside her sat the man she told me was just a friend for over a year, her lover. He leaned toward her, whispering something in her ear, and she laughed again. Then she saw me. She smirked. Not guilt, not surprise. A smirk. Her lover turned to look at me too, his eyes scanning me up and down like I was some kind of joke. He nudged her slightly, and I heard him say, not even trying to be quiet, "Guess he couldn't handle being on time either." They both laughed. Something inside me went cold. The judge looked up, clearly unimpressed. "You're late," he said flatly. "I'm sorry, Your Honor," I replied quickly. "There was an accident on—" "Sit down," he interrupted. I took my place, my heart pounding, my mind racing. I could feel their eyes on me, could sense their satisfaction. They thought this was already over. They thought I had lost. What they didn't know was that I hadn't come unprepared. For months my wife had been spinning a story about me being controlling, emotionally distant, unreliable. She wanted everything: the house, the savings, even partial custody of our dog. She painted herself as the victim and me as the villain. Her lover, sitting there smugly, was supposed to be the supportive friend who helped her through the marriage falling apart. The judge began reviewing statements. My wife's lawyer spoke confidently, presenting their case like it was airtight. My wife nodded at all the right moments, occasionally dabbing her eyes, performing sadness like it was second nature. Her lover watched me the entire time, smiling. Then it was my turn. I stood up slowly. My legs felt heavy, but my voice was steady. "Your Honor," I said, "I apologize again for being late, but I'd like to submit additional evidence before we proceed." The laughter stopped. My wife's smile faltered just slightly. Her lover leaned back in his chair. The judge raised an eyebrow. "What kind of evidence?" I handed a folder to my attorney, who passed it forward. "Text messages, call logs, hotel receipts, and recorded voice notes," I said calmly. "All dated during our marriage, all involving my wife and the man seated next to her." The courtroom went silent. My wife turned to her lawyer, whispering frantically. Her lover's confident posture stiffened. The judge flipped through the pages slowly, painfully slowly. "These messages suggest an ongoing affair that began well before the separation," the judge said, "including financial transfers and shared expenses." My wife stood up suddenly. "That's taken out of context." "Sit down," the judge said sharply. For the first time, she looked scared. I continued. "I'd also like to note that my lateness today was due to a delay caused by retrieving this evidence from cloud storage after my wife attempted to delete it last night." Her lover's face went pale. The judge sighed, removing his glasses. "This changes the situation significantly." What followed felt unreal. The narrative collapsed in real time. Her claims of innocence, of being wronged, unraveled with every document reviewed. The laughter from earlier felt like a distant memory, replaced by whispers and tension. When the judge finally spoke again, his tone was firm. "Given this information, the court finds that there was marital misconduct," he said. "Asset division will be adjusted accordingly." My wife stared straight ahead, her jaw clenched. Her lover avoided everyone's eyes. The ruling wasn't dramatic. No shouting, No satisfaction speech, just consequences. When it was over, I walked past them on my way out. My wife reached for my arm. "Wait," she said quietly. "Can we talk?" I looked at her, really looked at her, and felt nothing. No anger, no sadness, just distance. "You already did all your talking," I said. Her lover didn't say a word. The man who laughed at me earlier wouldn't even meet my gaze. Outside, the air felt lighter. I sat on the courthouse steps for a moment, letting it sink in. I had shown up late, yes, but I hadn't shown up defeated. That day taught me something important. People will laugh when they think you're weak. They'll mock you when they believe the story they wrote about you is final. But the truth has a way of arriving, even if it's late. Especially then. And as I walked away, I realized I hadn't lost anything that mattered. I had lost someone who betrayed me and gained back my dignity.